Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be doing an all levels yoga class. We will be using 2 blocks and a yoga strap. Okay, we'll get started on our backs in constructive rest position. Once you make your way onto your back, close your eyes and just take a few moments, connect with your breath. Nice smooth inhales in and out. Nice smooth inhales and exhales in and out through your nose. Let the breath flow evenly. Blink your eyes open. Have a soft gaze up towards the sky and take your arms up towards the ceiling. Face your palms toward one another and hug the arm muscles to the bone. Okay, so really engage the arms. Inhale, gently reach your arms back. And as you exhale, curl up off of your shoulders. Reach your arms forward. Keep your knees this high. Okay, all you're going to do is you just stretch the legs forward at an angle. Set the feet down. Crunch up a little bit higher. And inhale, lower all the way down. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, stretch the legs forward. Set your feet down. Come up a little bit higher. And inhale, lower all the way down. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, stretch the legs forward. Set your feet down, crunch up just a little bit higher, and inhale, lower all the way down. 2 more. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, stretch the legs forward. Set your feet down, crunch up a little bit higher. Inhale to lower. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, stretch the legs forward. Set your feet down, come up just a little bit higher. And inhale, release. Hug your knees in toward your chest. Make your way into tabletop position. Bring your shoulders over your wrist, your knees underneath your hips. Cat-cow. Inhale, pull your heart forward. Exhale, push the ground away and round. Inhale, pull your heart forward. Exhale, push the ground away and round. Inhale, pull your heart forward. Exhale, push and round. Come back to a neutral position. Bring your left shoulder and your left hip closer together. Okay, so you'll open up across the right. Come back through center. Right shoulder, right hip closer together. You're stretching across the left side of your body. Come back. Just 1 more to the left. And 1 more to the right. Okay, back to neutral. Tuck your toes under. Hover the knees just a few inches off of your mat. Okay, draw up through the low belly, firm up through the arms. A few more breaths here. Imagine as if you are pushing the ground away, so the space between the shoulder blades stays lifted. Downward facing dog. Just bend your right knee, stretch the left heel back. And switch sides, bend your left knee, stretch your right heel back. Bend both of your knees, look forward, and walk to the top of your mat. Once you're at the top, take your feet about hip distance apart, perhaps even wider. Bend your knees, drape your torso over your thighs, grab opposite elbow, ragdoll. And then grab the opposite elbow, continue to hang. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale, come up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Okay, 2 more like this. A little bend in the knees so that you don't lock the knees back, right? So the weight will be a little bit forward. The shins are going to be actually pressing into your hands, and your hands will press into your shins. Come up halfway. Find a nice long, flat back. And exhale to fold. Last one, inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. And come all the way up to stand. Inhale, reach your arms up. Bring your hands to your heart. You can choose to keep your feet a little bit wider. I like to take my feet about hip distance apart. You could also bring your feet together. It's up to you. Inhale, reach your arms up. Uttita Hasta in Tadasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, come up halfway. If you have 2 blocks, I suggest for this first few, placing them underneath your hands just to give yourself a little bit more height here. Bend your knees, step your left foot back quite a bit. Lower the back knee down, point your toes back, and inhale, reach your arms up. Now back off at how much you are lunging. Okay, so this left hip will come a little bit more over your left knee. Grab a hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Go up and over to the right. Come back up. Reach both arms up. Bring your hands to your blocks. Tuck your back toes under. Lift the back thigh up. And now we'll add a twist. Okay, this back leg, reach it back. Nice big bend in the front knee. Take your right arm up. Bring your hand down. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Bend your knees. Big step back with your right leg. You set the back knee down. And inhale, take your arms up. So back off of the lunge, right? You're going to take your hips back a little bit. Grab a hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Go up and side bend over to the left. Come back up. Reach your arms up. Exhale, hands down. Tuck your back toes under. Lift the back thigh up. Reach both of your sit bones back. Crown of the head forward. And twist. Bring your hand all the way down. Step forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Come all the way up to stand. Uttita Hasta in Tadasana. Bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. You can come off of your blocks now. Bend your knees, plant your hands, step back to plank position. For this first one, set your knees down, keep your middle in, lower down halfway. Elbows reach back, middle lifted. Lower all the way down onto your belly. Point your toes. Cobra. 5 breaths. Reach your inner elbows back. Press down into your palms and imagine like you're trying to scoot your mat behind you. Collarbones, crown of the head move forward. Take another full breath in. Exhale, release. Knees up or down, your choice. Come back up to plank. Take downward facing dog. Look forward. Reach your hips back. Step or hop to the front. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. And come all the way up. Reach your arms up. Bring your hands to your heart. Sun Salutation A series. We're just going to move through it twice with the breath. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, step to plank. Hold plank or chaturanga, knees can be up or down. Come back up to plank or take upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, stretch back. Look forward, bend your knees, step, or you can hop. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach your arms up. Bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Step the non-dominant leg back first, plank position. Hold plank or chaturanga. Come back up to plank or upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Stretch back. Then lift your right leg up. Open up across the hip. Bend your knee. You can make little circles here. And then reverse your circles. Straighten out the leg. Level out the hips. Knee towards your chest. Come forward. Shoulders over your wrist. Inhale. Take it back up. Right knee, right tricep. Bring it forward. And inhale. Take it back up. Twist across to your left arm, but keep your shoulders even, so both collarbones even. Inhale, take it back up. Knee towards your chest. Come forward. Step that foot forward. Lower the back knee down. Okay. And what you'll do now is you'll toe heel the right foot over to the right just a little bit, maybe like 2 inches at the most, 1 inch. Bring your block to the inside of your foot. Okay, you're going to point your back toes back and angle your shin at an angle towards the right side of your mat. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Okay, and before you do anything, you're going to look at your right knee, your right ankle, and your right hip. Make sure they're in line with one another. And then squeeze the outer arm and the inner knee together and firm the outer right hip against that. Then with your left hand on your left hip, keep that hip where it is. Just start to open your chest towards the left side of the mat. Then take the top arm up, spin the palm forward, and reach it over your head. Take that arm back up. Bring your hands back down. Angle your back shin back to normal. Okay, you're going to move the block off to the side. Tuck your back toes under. Up. And then roll into the outside edge of your left foot. And take the right leg back into side plank. Vashisthasana. If it's too much, that front leg, or the top leg rather, can just go out in front of you. You could also set this knee down and take this variation. Plank position, and step back to downward facing dog. Okay, I'm going to do this next side without blocks underneath my hands. I just wanted to show those of you guys who are a little bit tighter that it's okay to use blocks under your hands in downward facing dog and as we move through these standing poses. Take your left leg up, open up across the hip, bend your knee, little circles here, and then reverse your circles. Straighten, level at your hips, knee towards your chest. Inhale, take it back up. Left knee, left tricep. Inhale, take it back up. And now you're going to twist it across to the right. Okay, but both shoulders equal distance away from the mat. You're not twisting the shoulders here. Inhale, take it back up. And then knee towards your chest. And you'll step it forward. Okay, once the leg's forward, lower the back knee down. You're going to toe heel the left foot over to the left a little bit. Okay, you place your block on the inside. Point your right toes back and angle your back shin at a diagonal. Right hand to your right hip. Look at your left knee, left ankle, left hip. Make sure they're in line with one another. And then as the inner knee and the outer left arm press together, use that to squeeze and draw back the outer left hip. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Start to open your chest to the right. Top arm up. Spin the palm forward and reach it over your head. Take the top arm back up. Inhale. Exhale. Hands come down to the inside. Position your back shin back to normal. Then tuck your back toes under. Lift the back thigh up. Right hand stays down. Roll onto the outside edge of your right foot. Side plank. You can do it this way with a little kickstand, or you can step that foot back, or you can even set the right knee down. A few more breaths here. You got this. Plank position and downward facing dog. Okay, step your right foot forward. You're going to use a block here. Toe heel the right foot over to the right. Your back heel, you're going to spin it down at an angle, like for a warrior two. Okay, you're going to have some distance between your legs. Bring your right hand down onto your block and just check out your ankle, your knee, and your hip. Make sure they're all in line, and as you press the outer right arm and the inner right knee together, squeeze the outer right hip in. With your left hand on your left hip, just notice how the left hip will be a little bit in front. That's fine. Start to open your chest so there's an element of a twist here. Take the top arm up. Spin the palm forward. Reach it over your head. Extended side angle pose. Working it from the ground up. Okay, so I find when I move from the ground up, it's a little bit easier for me to keep that outer right hip engaged and in. Keep your back leg strong. Take your top arm up. Warrior 2. Okay, 5 breaths. Reverse your warrior, inhale. And circle your hands all the way down. Step to plank position. You can hold plank or chaturanga. You can hold chaturanga or take up dog. And then downward facing dog for everyone. Step your left foot forward. Toe heel the left foot over to the left just a bit. Spin the back heel down at an angle as if you were about to go into warrior 2, but you're going to stay down. Take your block to the inside of that left foot. Now the inner left knee and the outer left arm are going to squeeze together. You're going to use that to hug this in and back, okay, so that the low back has space. With your right hand on your hip, start to open your chest towards the right side of your mat. Top arm goes up, spin the palm forward, and reach it over your head. Warrior 2. Take the top arm up and come on up. Reverse your warrior. Inhale, go up. And circle your hands all the way down. Step back to plank. Hold plank or chaturanga. You can go back up to plank, hold chaturanga, or take up dog. And downward facing dog. Okay, set your knees down and take a child's pose. Come back up onto your hands and knees. Take your 2 blocks side by side, like so. If you are a little bit broader shouldered, you can also take your blocks like this. Blocks are going to go in between your palms. Oh, and if you only have 1 block, you can just take it like that. Blocks will go between your palms, elbows right underneath your shoulders, forearm plank. Okay, step 1 foot back, and then the other. Keep your middle in, butt low. And imagine as if you could lift the biceps up. Lift the biceps up. So if my arms are kind of just hanging out, I'll want to sink in between my shoulder blades. If I imagine like I'm trying to engage my biceps here, there's this automatic lift through the inner shoulders. Okay, without letting your left hip drop, lift the right leg up an inch. Set it down. Doing your best not to let your left hip drop. Lift the left leg up an inch. Set it down. And then lower down your knees, lower your hips. Sphinx position, push the blocks off to the side. Okay. Release. Come up onto your hands and knees. You're going to take one block underneath your hips on the medium setting, and then the other block will go right underneath your chest. So one block underneath the hips, and the other one you will adjust right underneath the chest here. Take your arms into chaturanga positions. Okay, and the part that is not on the block, our middle, in chaturanga especially, and even in plank, it wants to drop. Okay, so your job here will be to lift the middle up, okay, and keep the back neutral. The arms will stay in chaturanga, shoulders release down your back. Tuck your toes under and lift the legs up as well. Okay, and you're doing your best to keep this middle part lifted up. A few more breaths here. See if you can start to press into your hands a little bit extra. Does that cause the shoulders to drop? Can you lift the shoulder heads up? Can you lift the middle up? And from here, perhaps, come up to plank. Ooh. Downward facing dog. Off to the side. Lift your right leg up, three-legged. Knee towards your chest. Step that foot forward. High lunge. Inhale. Come on up. Bring your hands to your heart. Start to lean your heart forward. Okay, see if you can find a nice long line from your back heel all the way through the crown of the head, and you'll twist around that line. Okay, so hook that left tricep across, press your palms together. Then take your gaze down, unwind, set the back knee down, point your toes back, stay here in the stretch, or reach back for your foot or your ankle with your right hand. For my bendy peeps, you're welcome to come down onto your elbow if you'd like. If you are in a tighter body, a block underneath the hand works really good here. And then release, half splits. Shift your hips back. Flex your right toes. Draw the right hip crease back. Rebend your right knee. Take it back to downward facing dog or take a vinyasa. If you're taking a vinyasa, lower down, chaturanga, keep the middle in. Up dog. And downward facing. Lift the left leg up. Knee towards your chest. Step it forward. High lunge. Firm the outer left hip in. That will help you balance. Keep the back leg nice and strong. Inhale, reach your arms up. Hands to your heart. Lean forward. Find a sense of mountain pose here. And then you'll twist to the left. Sometimes in this position, when we twist, our elbow kind of bullies the left knee in to cave in. Do your best to keep that knee right over the ankle so it doesn't get bullied. Look down, unwind, set your back knee down, and you'll either stay in this position, you can reach back for your foot or your ankle. My bendy peeps, you maybe will come down onto your forearm, and if you are in a tighter body, a block will work really nice here underneath your hand. Okay, release and half splits. Shift your hips back, flex the toes up, try to get into the hammies. Go ahead and rebend your knee and take it back through your vinyasa, or you can skip it. I will take it with you guys. Chaturanga. Hold chaturanga, come up to plank or up dog. And then downward facing dog. Okay, this next part, I invite you to only try if you feel comfortable. Also, if you have any kind of like knee injuries or toe injuries, just be really careful here. I like to take my blocks up a little bit higher and even walk back so that I don't hit the step there. You're going to look forward, bend your knees. Super important to keep looking forward. I forgot to mention, if you have socks, you might want to put socks on and try it on like a wood floor first, just so that you get used to this feeling. Okay, and notice I'm not dropping my chest down. My chest is actually quite lifted. Keep looking forward, and you jump through to seated. Okay, once you are seated, or actually once you jump through, we'll take Navasana, boat pose. Lean back, grab the backs of your thighs. Maybe you stay here. Perhaps the feet float up as well. And maybe the arms go up as well. Bend your bodies. If your hamstrings allow it, you can straighten your legs. And then release and take a break. Okay, if you don't have a strap for this next part, no big deal. But if you are lucky enough to have a yoga strap, I'm going to show you this really cool trick I learned from my yoga teacher. And this helped me a lot with jump throughs. It helped me a lot with my arm balances and all like the pick up Ashtanga kind of stuff. If you're like, what are you talking about? You will see. Okay, so you'll make a pretty big loop with your strap, and you'll place the strap in the middle of your mat, or the loop rather, that circle. You'll place it right in the middle of your mat, and then you're going to put your butt into the strap. Take the strap up. The strap will now be underneath your knees and underneath your armpits. Now for this to be easier, you'll want to tighten the strap. Not too tight. If you take it too tight, it'll be a lot harder to get out of it. Okay. So you'll be in this position. Your strap is underneath your armpits and your knee pits. You'll walk your feet forward a bit. Your knees can be bent. And your hands will go not by the butt. They will go in front of the butt. Okay, very important. Not here, over here, in front of the butt. Okay, then you lean forward. You're going to push down into your hands. Keep your shoulders out of the ears. Take your butt back. Nice. Maybe the feet float up as well. And then release. Set yourself down. And we'll take Navasana with the strap. So much easier. Maybe you straighten the legs. After doing it with the strap, I don't ever want to do Navasana without the strap. Bend the knees, set everything down, and you'll wiggle out. Or you'll loosen the strap and come out of it. This is just something fun to practice at home when you have time. Reverse table. Take your hands behind you. Feet hip distance parallel. If you're tighter shoulders, you can turn your hands out. Lift the chest and lift the hips. Lower all the way down onto your back. Set up for bridge pose. Feet about hip distance apart. You're going to do your best to keep the knees about hip distance apart as well. Take your arms down by your sides. Press into your feet. Press into the backs of the arms and lift the hips up. I like to kind of roll my shoulder heads underneath a little bit. And then release. Toe heel your feet out so they're as wide as the mat. Take your arms wide. Both knees will go over to the right for a gentle twist. Come back to center. Both knees over to the left. Come back to center. Hug your knees in. Apanasana. And take happy baby. Reach through the inner knees. Grab the outside edges of your feet. Release that. Take figure 4. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. You can stay here or reach and grab either the back of the left thigh or the front of the right shin. Try to stay even across your low back here. Notice if there's a tendency to roll over to one side. Release and switch sides. Cross the left ankle over your right knee and reach and grab either the back of the right thigh or the front of the right shin. Release, hug your knees in towards your chest for the last time. Perhaps even curl up into a little teeny tiny ball. And Shavasana. Stretch your legs out. Let the arms release down by your sides. Close your eyes and take your final rest. Make your next breath just a bit more full. Reach your arms overhead, stretch your legs forward. Bend your knees. Roll over to your favorite side. And then press yourself up to seated. Sit up tall. Bring your hands to your heart. Close your eyes. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. If you like the video, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and please subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys next time.